Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. I'm Sabythesimmer, aka Sabythesimmer. I hope you're doing well this Tuesday. So yeah, happy Tuesday. I hope you're doing well today. I've literally just finished editing this and I'm gonna upload it like an hour before it's meant to go up. I have been procrastinating so much, but we are back. I feel like I haven't done a speed build in a while, but yeah, we're back with some building videos as well. Well, at least some speed builds. I feel like I haven't done speed builds in a while. But anyway, how was your weekend? I hope you had a good one. My weekend was okay. I felt like it just wasn't long enough, even though it was literally a 4-day week. Well, I'm not working at the moment, so technically Monday is normally my kind of chill day. So like having a bank holiday didn't really change that much of my day. And Friday just felt like a weird one because I was out on Thursday, so it kind of felt like Thursday was Friday. So yeah, it was just a bit of a weird one. But yeah, I have this obsession with like British builds in The Sims, and I don't know what it is, but like I really like trying to build them because I think it's kind of hard to try and get it to look similar because the worlds are quite American, so, or like US kind of inspired. So I think builds like this could work, maybe another British worlds in The Sims, but I don't know, because although I like building British homes, I don't actually build them in like the British worlds. This could easily be built in like not Brichester because it's like a small lot. Maybe Brichester if there was a big enough lot. But anyway, yeah, I digress. I'm probably gonna be so rambly because it's been a while since I've done a voiceover for a video, so bear with me as I get my bearings. I do have some notes to make sure I stay on topic, but I will put a reference image on the screen so you can see what I was working with. I did post the picture that I was using as a reference on Twitter and asked you guys if you wanted me to like build it on stream or if you wanted me to do a speed build, and majority voted for a speed build, so I said great, cool, and I built it. So I came back to this build a few times. I feel like I'm still in and like out of like builder's block. Like I'm struggling to like build things, and like when I do build things, it's easier to build when I'm just like doing it for me or doing it for a sim that I'm playing with, whatever. But even then sometimes it's a bit of a struggle. But for the most part, like it's been hard to like build or like finish a build, and I normally can finish a build. So yeah, it's been a bit hard to finish a build. So I think this was slightly easier because it was just a shell and I didn't have to think about decorating the rooms and things like that. So yeah, I went without that today. So it's just a shell, so you can just do whatever you want with it. I believe it's 5 bedrooms. Yeah, 5 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, which I think is crazy because you would want more bathrooms if you have more bedrooms. I tried to like figure out the floor plan based on the images because there's not much you can see from the photos that I found on Instagram from this like build, but I just followed through with what I could see. So I could see that you go from the kind of entryway into the living space, and you also have like an archway or a door going into the kitchen, but you can also enter the kitchen through the main entryway as well. So two entrances to the kitchen area, and then the one into the living room that's on the left. Yeah, so on the left you have the living room, and then above that, just above that, you have the dining area, and then on the right side of that it's the kitchen, and then you have the entryway, you have stairs, and like next to the kitchen on the right, basically, from what I could see, it just looked like there was a door and I didn't know where it was going to, so I decided to make that into a bedroom. So I kind of like the idea of the downstairs having a master bedroom and then they have a bathroom. It's not really an ensuite because I've made it so that it's more of a bathroom that everyone can use. So like I always think if people are visiting a house, do you want them walking through your bedroom? Probably not. So I messed with the shape of the bathroom so many different times and I'm still not happy with the shape of it, but it's at least a nice big bathroom. Well, I say a big bathroom, I think people might agree or disagree. I think it's a big bathroom, but it might be a small one to you or average size. I don't know, but I think it was a decent size. And I wasn't sure what else was in this space because you couldn't see much on the photo. You could literally just see through the archway between where the kitchen is, and you could just see a door. You could see maybe 2 doors, I can't remember. And I decided to make a bathroom, a bedroom, and then like try to squeeze in a little laundry space. You will see later that I tried to like make a laundry room, but then I kind of thought maybe that space could be used as an office, and I was just like, do you really want your office space in the same space as the washing machine and the dryer? Probably not. Like that's really loud. And I can imagine like Zoom meetings or like just trying to concentrate and things like that, and you've got like the dryer banging away in the background. Probably not great. I know it's The Sims, so it's not really that important, but for me, bit of realism, I just wasn't okay with the idea. So the upstairs has a tiny bathroom. I think it's quite small. It fits everything in it, but it is quite small. And then I've fit at least 4 rooms upstairs, so you can easily change one of the rooms upstairs to another bathroom, and it actually being a bigger bathroom, and maybe even the smaller bathroom being just an ensuite to the room that's on the left side of it. I think that could work fine. So you could have 3 bathrooms and 4 bedrooms, which I think makes a lot more sense. So in the bedrooms upstairs, I just put a walk-in wardrobe. I didn't do any walk-in wardrobes or anything like that downstairs, but on the other spare rooms, but you can add it in if you want. You could do other types of storage for clothes and things like that. It's totally up to you what you do with a shelf. I like building shelves because then it just gives you space to just do what you want. So it is semi-furnished. I've only finished the bathroom and the kitchen, and the kitchen hasn't got any clutter or anything, and so is the bathroom. The bathroom's just a simple bathroom. I don't really class towels and toilet roll as clutter. I kind of just feel like you have to have it in the bathroom, otherwise it just feels really empty. So I just add that in, and yeah, worked out fine. The main shape of the build was kind of difficult to follow because there's a lot of like, not a lot of bump outs, but where you see the windows, it's almost like a bay squarish window, and there was windows on the side, but there was no, I really wish there was, like, I wish the parenthood windows came with like a single window, because I would have just put the single windows on the side of that to give it kind of more of a full angle from like lights coming in from wrapping around the whole kind of bay window area. Does that make sense? I guess it does. I don't know. I hope it does. And yeah, I love the eco lifestyle, the eco lifestyle slidey doors. I'm gonna use them in every build. I'm just letting you know that now. I'm gonna use them in every build, because every build that I see, especially a lot of renovated kind of British homes, have this really big sliding door kind of feature in the back of the homes now. Like, everything is just a box with a big sliding door nowadays, and I just find it so interesting. That's how architecture has kind of changed in terms of the homes here. There's like a big extension at the back normally with like a lounge and a kitchen and the dining all in the same room, which I still find really weird. I really do like the idea like of closed off spaces, or like, yeah, open plan is great like in The Sims, I think, but like in real life I always just think I like the idea of like walk this way into the dining room and then walk through another door and you go into the kitchen, like walk in a separate door and there's a living room. Having it all in one room is great, I guess, for like entertaining, but because I'm such an antisocial, I think maybe that's why I'm totally like, okay, doesn't mean anything to me. I'm gonna be in the house by myself, you know, and then I choose if I have people over, and then I can like separate the spaces. But yeah, I guess if you're entertaining or you have people that come around and all that kind of stuff, then I guess that makes sense. I couldn't find a brick that really matched in with the image. Like, I think the image one is a bit more of an orangey brick, and also that it has like, what do you call the things on the side? I don't know what you'd call them on the side, but there's like a detail on the side, and I couldn't replicate that, and I was a bit annoyed. I didn't really look into debug too much, but maybe I could have found something, I'm not sure, but maybe next time I will try and look for more details and things I can add into the build to make it look a bit more similar. But I wasn't going completely exactly the way it was looking on the picture, because I'm pretty sure the bedroom upstairs, like above the on the right side, I think above there anyway, is like hidden in a roof. I can't remember if it was, but I really struggled with the placement of everything. So you see the house kind of shift, well, you did see the house kind of shift in size a bit, so it was slightly like one tile wider, and I kind of just like squeezed everything in a bit, because I'm obsessed with like squeezing things in. Like, too much space just overwhelms me. I don't know what to do with it, so I just squeeze everything in. One day I will make a really big, I say a really big build, but like a build that has like a good amount of size. In the clips at the end, you might see like from the window view, this is literally opposite the goth house, and I've been renovating the goth house, and I built it once and I wasn't happy with it, so I scrapped it and started a new build, and I still don't think it's big enough. But I'm gonna continue with it and see how I get on with it, and you might see a little glimpse of it from the window when you see when I like do the shots at the end, but you might see it, you might not, I don't know. I kept the landscaping really, really simple, because in the photo there's barely any landscaping. I don't even remember if there was, but I just used like window boxes from debug and put them on the side to make it kind of look like potted plants almost, and then I use those trees because I really do like those trees in debug. But I find it weird that they're always like in the area where the Oasis Springs plants are, because I'm like, I don't know, these seem like pine trees to me, like not desert-y kind of trees, but I still use them in Oasis Springs. So I'm not really complaining. I just find it interesting that they're kind of grouped with the Oasis Springs plants in debug, but you know, I'm happy with it still. I'm happy with the way that the landscaping came out, and in the back I just put a big tree, to be honest. That was the most amount of landscaping I did in the back, and I kind of like doing builds where it has minimal landscaping. Sometimes landscaping is great, it's really relaxing, and other times I'm just like, I'm not in the mood, don't want to spend ages placing plants and doing all that stuff. So this I enjoyed the simplicity of this landscaping. Yeah, but what is everyone doing at the moment? Because I am rewatching The Last Kingdom, and I'm finally on season 5. I'm on episode 4 now. Because when I saw the trailer, I think I mentioned this before, but when I saw the trailer for season 5, I was like, I didn't think there was going to be another season. Season 4 kind of felt like it was an end, but then now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, no, because Breeder really wanted that revenge, so it could not be the end. So yeah, I'm finally on season 5 now, episode 4, and I'm really enjoying it. I think I might have to take a pause, because I feel like when I binge watch things, sometimes it can just become a bit of like a background noise as opposed to me like actually watching it. But I do really enjoy The Last Kingdom, and no one in my house really like watches period related stuff, so it's just me. So sometimes I'm a bit like, I want to talk about it and no one cares. So I'm like, oh man. But it's just funny, like I'm not a history buff. I'm not like big on history. I don't really care too much a lot about history. Not that I don't care, but I just don't pay attention to a lot of history, I guess. It's not one of the subjects that I'm the most interested in. But watching programs like this makes it easier to digest. It's not a thing of like you have to sit there and just like really focus or anything like that. Like you get the gist of things and how certain laws worked and things like that. And I think also it's just interesting to think like to see how certain things have changed in the world and how certain things are the same but just kind of dressed up differently, essentially. And I was like making a joke with my sister. I was like, can you imagine living in a world where, I mean, to some degree it kind of still is relatable, but can you imagine living in a world where you're, as a woman, you're kind of raised to be someone's wife and you don't have much of a say in anything. You're kind of just there to breed and that's it, and then the men just fight over land and want to claim as much land as possible. Like, and I just found it really frustrating when I was watching the episodes. I can't remember what episode it was, but it was the point where Edward was just acting like a bit of a brat, and I was just a bit like, why is it like, is it so encouraged for men to just follow their ego even though it doesn't make sense? Because I'm watching it thinking, why is it that the women have the common sense? And I probably feel like sometimes when you're outside of it, I guess you have the space to kind of breathe, take it all in, and look at things a bit differently. And I guess when you're in it, like you're in the middle of a war, you gotta make decisions that are like life threatening. It can be intense. I can't disregard that. I just think sometimes I'm like, why don't men step back or take that breather? Because they just do dumb stuff. Like, and I was just like, why? All because your ego, all because it's like, I'm the man, I'm the king, I've got to show that I know what's right. And it's very ego driven, and I find it quite interesting to see how that plays out in today's society, just without, you know, means to land, essentially. Like, no one is able to, I mean, if you have the money, we live in the world where if you have the money you can just buy whatever you want. So I don't know, I just find it interesting. I just find it interesting to see how things are changing, how things haven't changed, but, you know, are dressed up slightly different. But it's still interesting. I didn't know what to do with the garden, so I literally just put in some bees, and what else did I even put in? A little table and a chair. I put like a dining set, just a small one, even though I think this is probably a big-ish family considering it's got a lot of space to have a big family. And even the downstairs space where I thought it could be an office, that could potentially even be a bedroom if you wanted to move things around and then maybe have an office upstairs. It's totally up to you. You can do whatever you want with the space, really. And I wasn't keen on how the patio was looking and the little it is a patio, right? Like the wood that I put down, I guess that's what it's called. I wasn't too happy with it, so I ended up just moving it and like getting rid of it, so it's more of a step as opposed to like an actual sit on top of the patio kind of thing. I just wasn't sure what to do with that space, and in the end I ended up moving the, well, you don't see it now, but I've put the monkey bars in and moved them into the bit where I've changed the fence. And then I put the basket. I really wanted to use the basketball hoop because I don't feel like I use it enough in my like even when I'm playing the game and also just in my builds. But I think it's kind of realistic to like have children's toys and stuff like that in the garden, or like a basketball hoop in the garden. It makes sense. And I really liked this, what do you call it, like stone, and I used it on the step at the front of the house, and I knew I wanted to use it at the back somewhere. I just wasn't sure how to use it, so I did try a few times, which I just cut out. I cut out so much of what I did in the garden because so much changed. Not so much changed, but I had no idea what to do with it. I was just going to bring the same kind of pebbly terrain, the one that I'm using right now, to the back, but I just wasn't sure what to do. I was just going to end up putting a load of like landscaping, but if I'm honest, I got lazy and was like, I don't want to do a bunch of landscaping, so I just put that one tree in the back, some dirt, and like the oopsie daisies, because like, you know, you can't go wrong with them. And then the kitchen, I changed the cabinet so many times, I changed the direction so many times, because in the photo this is how the kitchen is laid out, And there's like that little side in the corner which has like a coffee machine and like a what do you call it, a microwave, I guess. I don't know if that's actually what's there, but as you see, I've changed the bathroom space again. So that little entryway, so like the bedroom on the left, and then that middle is the bathroom, and then I was trying to do a little like laundry area, but I just thought if that space ever was used for like an office, I think that would be, in realistic terms, like you wouldn't want to dry in the washing machine right next to your office space, but you can put it back there if you want. But I ended up just like squeezing it in the corner and like doing a little doorway into that space, which just makes it just a really tiny office space. But it could just be like a play area or something. You could put your children's toys in it. I don't even know. I don't know. But what I have found is these shelves come in handy when you want to like move your legacy somewhere and you don't really know like where, like what home to build them. I used a shell when I started the legacy and they moved into it, and I was like, oh, this is actually quite nice. So like decorate it as I go along, and like they build up their money and all that kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure we're coming to the end soon, because I think I just do the bathrooms and then that's pretty much it. But yeah, I'm pretty proud of the way it finally turned out. I felt like I was doing this build for a very long time, and I don't think it was as long as it felt like, but it did feel like a while, just because there were times where I just came back to it. I'm pretty sure I came back to it about 3 different times. Like I tried it and then I was like, nope, go and come back, and maybe you'll figure it out and it'll look better. And it did. So note to self, come back to a build if you're not feeling it right at the beginning. Just come back to it. Just go and come back, which is, I think, a good way to approach building. Sometimes it can be a lot. Sometimes it can just be a bit overwhelming, or sometimes you're just not sure of your ideas. So just go and come back, I think, is the best way to approach it. But yeah, coming to the end of the build, to be honest. And I got some shots at the end to show you like some of the rooms. I think it's a bit awkward to show the shots of the rooms when they're just empty. It's like the bedrooms are just empty, but just painted walls, and it's just like, oh, okay. But go crazy, do what you want with it. You can have them all as bedrooms. You can have some as bedrooms, some as one as like an extra bathroom. I think if I was to use this house, I would definitely change one of the rooms upstairs to a bathroom, so like a really big family bathroom, and then have that smaller one that's upstairs be the ensuite for one of the teens or something. I don't know, because it's just a small bathroom up there, and it's like that between 4 Sims, or even if you had 5 Sims, like 2 shared a room up there. Oh my god, stress. I hope you enjoyed this build, and I hope you've subscribed to this channel if you do like this build. You can see more builds on my channel as well. And I feel so out of the loop right now, I can't even lie. Please do leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this shell. Do you prefer building shells? Do you prefer building like a fully furnished home? I prefer shells. I say they're quicker, but I mean, this technically was quicker to build. Although I did come back to it a few times, it still was quicker to build. It was like 3 hours. Normally builds take me about 6 hours. So yeah, I'm really glad it wasn't super long. But yeah, do let me know in the comments if you prefer shells or if you prefer a furnished home. And subscribe if you haven't already. Do leave a like on this video. I do really appreciate it. And I shall see you on Thursday for a new video. Take care. Bye.